Hello everyone, welcome to Half-Life Blue Shift. This game is the second expansion,
and welcome to the
which came out in 2001.
This automated train is provided for the comfort and convenience.
With the developers again being Gearbox and Valve Corporation, the publisher Sierra Studios.
The time is
Right now you play the role of the protagonist of,
current topside temperature.
I think his name is Brian Calhoun. Who, at the start of the game, rides a train to the Black Mesa facility to reach his place of work. So this train ride will take a few minutes.
Inbound from the Area 8 topside dormitories to the Central Transit Hub in Area 9. Please keep your limbs inside the train at all times. Do not attempt to open the doors until the train has come to a complete halt at the station platform. In the event of an emergency, passengers
They should just put windows on. Install windows on the train if they're worrying about people reaching out
Disabled passengers should be evacuated first.
and losing their limbs or whatever.
Stay away from electrified rails and proceed to an emergency station until assistance arrives. If your intended destination
And just
is a
like with
high-security
Half-Life, the
area
train ride
beyond
is,
Sector C, you will need to board
they're always
a
fun to watch.
high-security train
There's even
at the
one in
Central Transit Hub.
opposing force.
If you have not yet submitted your identity
They should
to
put a
the
railing up there
system, you must report to Black
along the
Mesa
ledge.
personnel for processing before you will be admitted to the high security branch of the transit system.
But this takes place at
If
the
you wish
Black
to
Mesa
transfer
facility.
to the Sector B or C medium security
This game
lines,
and the
you may
previous
do
two.
so before you reach
Which
the
is kind of
Central
like,
Transit Hub at the Area 9
somewhat
security checkpoint.
Related to the Area 51
Access to the
facility.
medium security branch
At least I read
of the
that in the
transit
Wikipedia
system is for
review of
employees
Half-Life.
of the Black Mesa Research Facility and authorized visitors only, and requires that you wear your security badge at all times.
It's a highly government-regulated facility, shrouded in mystery, which is similar to Area 51.
Man, hey Calhoun. Looks like we're in for a long day today. Have a good one, Calhoun.
That guy's a co-worker.
Is now transferring to the
I'm a
Sector
security
C
officer.
of the transit system. This is a medium security
In this
area
game.
of the Black Mesa facility. Be sure to wear your identification badge at all times. Now arriving at Area 3 security
Okay, so our
facilities.
train ride is about to come to an end. And someone from the inside will have to grant me access, allowing the door to open. So we'll just have to wait for that.
Hold on a minute. The door's not responding to your pass ID. Let me see if I can get it open on this side.
Oh, so I do have access to the door. I just my ID card is not working.
Okay, I think I got it.
Sorry about that, Calhoun. We've been having problems all over the facility this morning. System crashes, security malfunctions. It's a wonder this whole place hasn't shut down yet.
The resonance cascade hasn't happened yet, which causes widespread destruction to the facility.
Calhoun,
But it will
you know
happen
you
in this
can't go
game.
on duty without your sidearm and uniform.
So for the sake of time, I just skipped the whole
Have a
part.
good one, Calhoun.
Got the Got my suit and my gun, so.
You thinking what I'm thinking?
If you're waiting for the tram to Sector G, then you're probably better off walking it. I overheard someone say that all the trams on this end of the facility are having problems.
Can't go over here. I'm gonna have to go down that ladder. So I flip the switch. Move this barrel away from the door, and I'm gonna proceed down this like dark hallway. And then the letter F is to use the flashlight, which is pretty much standard in all games, but. Now this game, well, this expansion in the Half-Life series, this particular game has a lot of challenging puzzles, and I'll be showing you one. And here's that's the man in the suit, or the G-Man. Looks like he's bugging out over there. I don't know. He's looked like some sort of bug. He was like moving up and down a lot, but whatever. I mean, obviously this series is not as high quality as Half-Life 2 series, but for its time, it revolutionized the first-person shooter genre, and really all games in general it influenced, because the series is widely considered by many to be one of the best ever made for any kind of video game.
To mosey around at your own convenience.
So this guy's kind of being a prick, but whatever.
So we can get on with this miserable day.
They kind of talk down to the security guards, but they're all co-workers nonetheless. And so by flipping that switch before, I've been able to get the elevator working, and now we're descending. And in a few seconds that the resonance cascade is about to happen, which is going to cause widespread destruction in the entire facility. It's going to affect the elevator as well.
It's probably those anomalous materials people again. Always pushing their equipment too hard, dabbling in who knows what. I'd be surprised if there's
Now, if I'm not mistaken, anomalous materials was the chapter title on Half-Life, the first chapter title. That's where Gordon goes into that chamber, and then the resonance cascade happens right in front of him, and the Zen aliens start invading the facility, and
My goodness!
see, it's about to happen. Oh, I'm sorry, it's already happening. There's a hound eye. So actually right now it's in the middle of the resonance cascade happening, and then something's going to happen to my elevator. in a few seconds. Yeah, I start descending at rapid speed. I think the line's been cut. And sure enough, looks like I'm the only survivor. And new chapter begins, duty calls. Got my crowbar. In groups, these things exhibit resonant behavior. I think they can even do it as singles, or one hound eye at a time. But I'm reading this text. It says in groups of 3 or more, they will exhibit resonant behavior, emitting destructive harmonics capable of rupturing the internal organs of their prey. That took me a while to figure that part out, but in order to get this door open, I had to do that. A lot of these doors don't open by just pressing E alone. You have to actually move forward into them. So there's something wrong with this water here. That's where I have to go. But right now I'm just wasting bullets. Another head crab is about to jump at me, and
Calhoun! How did you get through the power lock? Well, it doesn't matter. The only other way out of here is through the canal. If you do make it to the surface, don't tell anyone I'm down here. I think they're trying to kill us all. Now get out of here. The canal is where you want to be.
now a lot of these scientists look alike, but
Leave me alone.
I believe that's got to be Dr.
Dr.
Kleiner. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it sounds like him. There's nothing here, so I gotta backtrack. I'm just saving it. Oh, actually, I forgot. I'm changing from control to the letter C for the crouching. Like right here, you'd have to press control, which is kind of awkward. So I changed it to the letter C. So to go forward is W, and then A is to the left, S is down or backward, and then D is to the right. So to use the control button, I find it almost freaking, it's like almost impossible to do, and C is just easiest. So those are their alien I think they can be called vortigants also. Although the term vortigant is more associated with being friendly than it is alien slave or the Zen aliens. I should probably mention it again. I think I mentioned it in my last video of Opposing Force that I reviewed, at least the start of the new game. That G-Man, or the man in the suit, referred to, like, he kind of like at least in the start of Half-Life 2 Episode 1. He was kind of like mocking them in the intro, and then in this scene in Half-Life 2 Episode 2, about an hour into the game, there's this cutscene, and he's like, "Why are you befriending them, trusting them with saving Alex Vance when they remembered you coming down the aisle with a crowbar in your hand, it's about to attack them, and all of a sudden they're surrounding you." With facing Alex Vance on the table trying to save her, when it appeared towards the end of the cutscene that it was G-Man who saves Alex Vance after she was pierced through by a hunter with its blades. That was a bit challenging, that part, but you just got to use the environment's objects to hide behind and dodge their electric charges. Now this part is very, 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 very difficult. Not because of any enemies, but just the puzzle involved. And I'm about to... Oh, I don't think I show you just yet. But there's a ladder over there. And that ladder is critical in progressing past this part. If you don't find it, you will never get past this part. But I'll show you where it leads later on. You're supposed to turn a valve to prevent the steam from coming out of that pipe, but that's alright. So I just lost a little bit of health, but there's a charger over here. Now why isn't it working? Well, because I don't have one of those suits that Gordon Freeman uses. I'm just a security officer, so I only have, I guess, a bulletproof vest. That's about it. Those are those alien slaves again that I was mentioning before. I skipped ahead a bit here. Going to jump onto this ladder. And that crate that you saw, I can't destroy it with bullets, but there's another way I can destroy it, and that's going to be coming up soon. Well, at least towards the end of this video. Okay, that ladder that we just climbed, that was what I was referring to before as being critical and progressing past this part. So you got to go left once you come down that that path where there's these two spinning, I don't know what to refer to them as, but they're like spinning the water, and their each color is red. So when you go right, that's to flip the switch that I flipped from red to green. That brings down the crate, and then when you go left, that's going to be the ladder to get to this part, which will adjust the flow control and have you progress so that you can reach the opposite side where the explosive crate is, and that'll be used to prevent those huge spinning metal rotors from channeling the water, and you'll be able to pass them. But that'll all be coming up. Okay, this part right here can make you nauseous. It's just like, it's really easy, but at the same, if you don't place your the timing of pressing the space bar just right, you'll just be jumping up and down. It could be really frustrating. That must be some sort of glitch. He spawned and he fell down that chasm. If you fall past this ledge here, you will fall to your death. And that's a barnacle on the ceiling. I don't know why they put that there. Maybe you can jump from that ledge to the opposite side, but I don't think they're like torturing him. That was pretty sick, but okay, you can clearly see there's some sort of aim assist going on here, but I find it really frustrating. I didn't know how to turn it off, so it's making me hit these zombies square in the chest, but I would rather go for headshots just to conserve ammo. There's a bull squid. Takes a few shots to bring this thing down. Running away from it. So that bull squid, he missed some sort of neurotoxic venom squirt that I'm reading from this Half-Life enemies list. So it's a ranged DPS and character. I don't know if it can do any. I don't know if the bolt screw can do any melee damage. I rarely get close to those things. I always keep my distance and just fire away. But the alien slaves, aka Vortigans, they can do some melee damage, I believe. So now I'm able to proceed. And we're getting closer to that explosive crate that I need to push over the ledge. Sure enough, here it is. So it's going to go into that waste disposing and crushing unit. These huge two spinning rotors churning the water and I'm able to get past that part now.
These civvies are getting heavy. Yeah, why are we on disposal duty anyway? Just because Shepard's team didn't make it, we have to do the crap jobs?
Shepard, that's the guy in opposing force. His team didn't make it, so I guess a new team is sent in, but we're not going to go any further. Thank you all for watching. This concludes Half-Life Blue Shift.